Am I the a-hole for telling the kids their dad took this year's Christmas away from them? Am I the a-hole for not letting my husband fly to another country to help during a family emergency? Am I the a-hole I'm making my wife feel insecure? Am I the a-hole for telling the kids their dad took this year's Christmas away from them? Please read before you judge. Thank you. So I'm a working mother of 3 kids, 9, 11, 5. My husband used to have a job but was let go at the end of 2020 and hasn't worked since then. Yes, he worked in few places here and there like the gas station, but he couldn't keep it because he lacked motive and passion. All in all, our financial situation isn't so great, but I've decided to start saving money to be able to get the decent Christmas celebration the kids wanted and couldn't get it in 2019-2020. I've put money aside to buy decoration and prepare meals and also gifts, but just a couple days ago found out that my husband had taken $500 out of my account and from the money I saved. The rest of my salary goes to bills and grocery, and gave them to his little brother to help him out in child support. I found out and had a big argument with him about how he essentially stole this year's Christmas from the kids to help his irresponsible brother pay for child support. My husband apologetically said he had no choice and was pushed by family to contribute and pay part of his brother's child support, otherwise they won't see their nephew's grandchildren since his brother's baby mama is vicious and spiteful. The kids came in and I just told them that unfortunately I can't afford Christmas this year and it's because of their dad who took it away from them by taking the money I saved. There was utter silence and my husband glanced at me in disbelief. He told the kids to go to their rooms and screamed asking, "What the F is wrong with me to spout this kind of BS in front of the kids?" I said it's the truth and that I sacrificed so much to save money to give the kids some joy this holiday, then he selfishly took the money and gave it away. He said he would pay me back in time before Christmas, but I don't see this possible since he don't even has gas money. He got pissed and said I shouldn't tell the kids that he took their Christmas money and that the psychological damage I'm doing to the kids is worth a lot more than money and accused me of turning the kids against him and making them resent him for trying to help out a family member and stormed off and spent time with his family who accused me of causing my children mental traumas by saying their dad took Christmas away from them and alienating them from him. Adding this, just wanted to say that the kids know that mommy is the money who brings home money. And so if Christmas gets canceled and because of money, then they'll think it's because of me. I had many conversations with them about it and last thing I want is to see them disappointed in me for something that is not my fault. Thank you.
I don't agree with your actions, but I understand the emotions behind the actions. You tried so hard to give them a nice Christmas, and it was taken from you just as much as it was from the kids. I don't think you wanted to tell them it was daddy's fault, I think you just wanted them to know that it wasn't yours. However, if your HB gets the money back in time like he says, and if he doesn't then he's an asshole and a liar too, then maybe you can undo your actions by saying something like, "Daddy made a mistake but that's okay, we all do sometimes. What's important is how you fix your mistakes etc etc." I don't think they will need therapy for life. I'm going to go with NTA, but you would be the A if you do not protect your savings again. Please get a different bank account just for your savings. If he did it once. I was so ready to judge you the AH. And you are a bit, because the youngest is 5, but only a tiny bit. There were better ways to say it, but yes, your husband cancelled Christmas. Your husband stole from family funds to give to a deadbeat. If he has time to go sulk with his family he has time to work. And his brother absolutely should lose any custody rights if he doesn't pay child support. 100%. That isn't the ex being spiteful, that's him not providing for his kid. And your husband supports it. Think hard about if you want to support his behavior the rest of your life. And definitely move your money income into a solo account while you manage the finances. I'm usually for joint access, however he proved he will steal it, so he lost that right. NTA however talk with your kids to make sure they're okay and think hard about your future. NTA ultimately he did steal the dollar you had set aside to make your kids Christmas good. Next time you want to set dollar aside, do it in a different account that he has no access to and don't let him in on it either. This situation sucks all around, and while yes you two are married and share finances, he shouldn't be giving away dollar he didn't contribute to, even if it was to appease his family. If you can, buy the kids a small gift each from Santa, if they still believe in him, and let them know you'll try to buy them additional gifts early next year if you can. Just make sure to buy the gifts as you have the dollar for them, and not buy them all at once since that seems to be what caused your hubs to think he was entitled to the funds. NTA all these people voting that you suck are asking you to burn out to cover for him. If you kept doing that then 10 years down the line they'll be calling their father a deadbeat and their mother a watery dish rag. You're a person. You have feelings your husband has no consideration for. You busted your ass and he stole from his family, then put the responsibility on someone else and expected you to cover for him. Like you've been doing while he sits on his ass. Your kids need to know early on that at least their mother is on their team, because unless he gets his act together, this won't be the first disappointment they'll experience. You know when we were kids he took all the money she saved and blew it. We didn't get a Christmas that year. She just let him do that to us. Leave him. Please. You're already doing everything by yourself, at least alone you won't have anyone actively sabotaging you. You and your family deserves better. I'm sorry, I cannot imagine how sick you must have felt to discover that your deadbeat husband stole your family's Christmas money. That is heartbreaking. And I would recommend ignoring all of the responses that you should just do a low-budget, creative holiday or that you simply need to teach your kids about the true meaning of Christmas. It is easy for anonymous people to say trite nonsense when they aren't the ones who struggle to provide for their families and scrimped and saved for months to give their kids a nice holiday after a long year of barely getting by, only to have that work destroyed. Your anger and sadness are warranted. While I don't necessarily agree with telling your kids that their father has stolen their Christmas, I completely understand how overwhelmed you were in the moment, especially since it sounds as though your husband doesn't even feel bad at all about what he did. With that said, I don't think you are TA since it sounds like you said what you did while in the heat of the moment and with your husband acting like it wasn't a big deal to crush your dreams for your children's Christmas. You could have probably couched it in a way that was less hostile, but it is hard to do that when upset, much less when your husband has done something that devastated you and hurt your children. I do hope that you are able to access resources that will allow you to provide a nice meal and presents to put under the tree. Good luck, Hope.
Am I the a-hole for not letting my husband fly to another country to help during a family emergency? My father-in-law is old and unwell, so now whenever there is an issue, my in-laws look towards my husband, oldest son, to solve them. It's not just his immediate family either. His entire extended family also expect the same thing. It would be fine if we live in the same country, but we don't. So my husband often has to fly away just to solve an issue someone else could have fixed or to play family judge, jury, and executioner. The latest issues are the consequences of a series of bad decisions made by my brother-in-law finally catching up to him. He got someone that isn't his wife pregnant, and she's threatening to blow his life up, and he got involved in a bad crowd and is now struggling to get out. My mother-in-law called my husband to ask him to come and fix things. He told me and was planning to leave immediately, but I asked him not to go. I don't want to be left alone right now, and my brother-in-law is a big boy who knew what he was doing and can do just as much as my husband can to fix things. I started crying when I asked him not to go and he ended up staying. A few days later, my brother-in-law called me to beg me to let my husband come because he desperately needed his help and that it was time-sensitive emergency. I told him no, and he said I was being selfish and that as family, we should help each other during a crisis. Now he's angry at me. My mother-in-law also asked me to reconsider because the situation was causing stress for my father-in-law, and having my husband there would help ease his worry. Although he hasn't said anything, my husband also clearly wants to go. He's on the phone constantly with his family and is trying to solve things from here, but is very clearly frustrated that he can't do more, that he isn't there. Am I the a-hole?
Info. What exactly is your husband supposed to do to get a grown man out of a pregnancy and cheating scandal and a bad crowd? Is he the only person able to resolve this due to some special skill or circumstance? Edit NTA convincing someone to have an abortion against their will make someone She might not be evil and is only threatening to blow up his life, i.e. tell his wife about the affair and baby I'm assuming, because he is trying to force her to abort a baby he 50% made. If the wife doesn't know yet, ESH. The BIL is the definition of well, if it isn't the consequences of my own actions. He needs to figure it out alone. It is normal to help fix family problems, but it is not normal to get involved in someone else's pregnancy and bad crowd while they have a wife and baby at home. What happens if OP's husband gets hurt and he has a wife and kid? What if baby gets sick while husband is away? How is OP's newborn going to grow up with his dad often away facing consequences of other people's problems? How does this affect their livelihood and marriage? This isn't a normal family dynamic. The family needs to stop leaning on him for everything. Everyone feels okay asking OP's husband to solve the problems because they aren't giving anything up themselves, only he and his wife and newborn are. They're asking for too much. It is unusual to ask someone to put BIL's well-being above his. NTA. I love that he is calling you guys selfish. He is the one who decided to roll with the wrong crowd. He is the one who got another girl pregnant. He is the one who cannot deal with the consequences of his own actions and wants his brother to come and deal with all the trouble he caused in order to bail him out from the consequences he brought upon himself. Then he has the audacity to say you are selfish. What? A joke. Well, I understand not being close geographically can make it difficult. But your husband has to make a decision. Does he want to be the one to be responsible for his brother's decisions, or does he want to be loyal to you and your kids? His brother is a big boy who made big boy decisions and now should have to live with his big boy consequences. The family seems to enable this since they feel your husband should come fix things. It is time for a discussion about enabling this childish brother. Info? Honestly, the amount of crucial information that was left out of this post is ludicrous. WTFOP. To sum up what I've found, OP's husband returned to his country fairly often. Just this year, he went 5 different times. They have a newborn. What I believe is a vital piece of knowledge to make this judgment. Husband did not resist or fought OP when she asked him not go. Husband is supposed to convince the pregnant woman to get an abortion. Husband knows someone from the bad crowd. In the end, I don't know. This whole story smells hella fishy, and I believe that knowing the cultural background would have great impact on how this situation can be dealt with, as well as knowing how long this trips generally take. OP. I get that English might not be your native language, it isn't mine either, but you need to properly convey information, or at least try to, if you want us to make a proper judgment on your case. For me, it seems a lot of info was deliberately left out. NTA. If my parents' firstborn, was called every single time my family had some issue, my phone would be ringing non-stop and I wouldn't have my own life. Some of my family is really gossipy and dramatic. Lol. Your husband of course should care for and value his family, spend time with them, help when he can and rings get rough, but not for everything. He shouldn't have to leave his wife and newborn across the country every time someone fucks up. Unfortunately, people are going to fuck up a lot in life and learning how to fix things yourself is a huge must. His family sounds like they may need to relearn how to deal with certain issues on their own, especially if it's a direct happening of their own actions, cheating and ending up with a kid on the way. Yeah, I'd BTA if someone was sick or was in an accident, etc. and told him no, but BIL needs to learn actions have consequences, and he can't expect big bro to clean up when those consequences arise.
Am I the a-hole I'm making my wife feel insecure? My wife gave birth 4 months ago. I have been obese for a few years now. I was pre-diabetic and had a very high risk of heart disease. Ever since we found out that she is pregnant, I have been trying to lose weight so that I can be healthy enough to take care of the baby. I lost about 120 pounds and I have just 30 pounds to be at the normal weight for my body type. My wife has been telling me that me eating healthy food, exercising, while she eats frozen or junk food all the time and not being able to exercise due to pregnancy and birth is making her feel insecure, and that I need to stop rubbing it in her face. I even tried making extra healthy food for her, but she said that she does not have the energy or time to obsess about her diet. She told me to stop dieting and exercising for a while. I refused because I find it hard to get motivation, and once I stop, I'll not have the desire to restart it later on. She's saying that I'm being selfish and that she is not asking much from me. Am I the a-hole?
Info. Can you clarify what your wife was referring to when she said you rubbed her face in it, and what the division of labor, looking after the 4-month-old baby, housework, looking after visitors who want to see the baby, menu planning, etc. is? I haven't had a partner give birth nor given birth, but I don't know how the logistics and focus needed of the type of diet and exercise regime that results in that much weight loss mesh with looking after a 4-month-old baby, hosting, cleaning, and looking after a partner who's had an open wound the size of a dinner plate that takes months to heal, a skeleton that's shifting plus potentially pressure from the breastfeeding versus fed is best viewed taking up mental space. I could be wrong, but there seems to be a lot missing with no edits or updates to explain how they're making sure to follow a diet resulting in rapid weight and cooking for themselves plus going to the gym, while on no sleep, caring for a newborn, hosting family, providing support to someone whose body is processing one of the more dangerous things it can do and running errands. I know people who get a full 8 hours sleep and are not providing physical care to anyone who don't have the energy to follow a diet so low in calories weight loss like that happens and don't have the time to do such an amount of exercise even without fielding incoming guests. Info: how much time do you spend at the gym, how much time do you spend cooking, and how is childcare split? You say yourself that your wife is exhausted and doesn't even have the energy to think about working on a healthier lifestyle. You have the energy to cook healthy meals and regularly work out. Well, I doubt it is intentional, there is clearly a disparity of energy and free time between the two of you. Obviously the physical recovery from pregnancy is only something she is dealing with, so you can't split everything, but I feel like you might need to take on more childcare. I presume you work in some capacity, you regularly go to the gym, and you take time to cook healthy meals which is something that is a priority to you, but not as much to her. That's a lot of time that she is taking care of the baby by herself. If you routed some of that time and effort into doing more newborn care, your wife could use some of that essential time to work on getting some energy back, taking time for herself, etc. When she's feeling better, has more sleep, etc., she'll also be able to take a more rational look at your health journey and care more about those things herself. The mental and physical exhaustion of being a new mother kind of eclipses all else for a while. Your wife is experiencing a major loss of control over her body. She also gets to worry about fun things like, will you still be attracted to her during and after pregnancy and birth? Can she count on you to share the load? Will you continue to prioritize her and the family and household? Also, you probably work. And then she loses you for what, 1.5 hours to the gym? That's hard at this stage. And what she sees is a major lifestyle change from you that she can't fully share during an existing lifestyle change for the both of you. I mean how much time does she actually get for herself? Don't stop your diet. Don't stop exercising. Do ensure you are making it clear you're there for her, you desire her, and you are doing this for yourself as a father. You're not trying to glow up while she gave up her body. She's seeing something that could take you away from her and reacting intensely. Her demands aren't appropriate. Her feelings are understandable. Have the deeper conversation. Maybe you can work out from home a few days a week. You're NTA, but I think NAH overall. And your wife isn't intentionally being an asshole. Pregnancy and the weight gain that comes with it can really mess with some women. Your bodily autonomy has been given up, you gain weight, your hormones are changing, and you often don't feel your best. It's probably hard for her to see you getting fitter and healthier when she is feeling worse, has gained weight, has low energy, etc. even if logically the changes you're making are better for you and your family unit. I'd say the more cooking you can do, the better. And also make sure you take time to indulge a bit with her. If she's feeling tired and craving a pizza one night, you can still maintain your weight loss and health and take a night to curl up with her, a pizza, and a good movie. Finally, you mention how she is exhausted all the time and doesn't even feel like she has the energy to put into maintaining a more healthy lifestyle. But you have the energy to cook and go to the gym often. It might be worth taking a look into how you're splitting the newborn care here. Maybe some of your energy should go into taking some more of the work off of your wife's shoulders so that she can work towards getting some energy back. NTA. About a year ago me, F30, and husband, M33, were in very similar shoes right after having our kid. He was really proud of the bodywork and gains he was getting from having time off at home during COVID, and I had never felt more insecure with my body. He was looking for praise and validation for his diet and body. I kept my mouth shut about my insecurities until they had completely run away on me, and the 1 or 2 times I attempted to talk about it I got aggressive. Therapy helped immensely. It wouldn't hurt to try and talk more with your wife and show how much you appreciate her, but don't give up on your health and fitness. If she was like me, I didn't want my husband to actually stop, but I was sad we were in different places and wanted my own support. TLDR, therapy works.